You set it up in your weekly agenda, you put your alarm, you ensure that you are always ready. It keeps you growing. When we stop learning, we stop growing. So Power Monday is also sponsored by ICT Gurus, the platform on which it is running. And also people come in to sponsor, different organizations come in to sponsor. From February to April, we've been having Falcon Insights Global, and they intend to be with us till July. So, and all of us are welcome to join. And we have several activities that are always lined up for physical meetings. And the next one will be a charity on 6th of June, and then a meet and greet, and then a dinner. All of us should be putting up our names for dinner in October at the Sarova Panafrique. That will be the last Friday. Otherwise, I want to welcome Dr. Lucita, the poetess, to give us the poem of the day, and then we move to the actual session for the day. Every Monday we start, this is the icebreaker. Yes, and it's not the same poem.
Fantastic. Fantastic. A beautiful morning it is. My name is Lucita the Poet. Today I'm doing something on the race we run. Like life is a journey, it's a marathon or a sprint. The race we run. We rise at dawn to start the race with hopeful hearts and steady pace. Each step we take, we seek our place, shifting time and changing the pace. The race we run. The road is long, the path is unclear, yet we still move despite our fears. With every fall, new strength draws near. Quiet voices say, still persevere. The race we run. Some run ahead, some lag behind, some keep walking, some say, I don't want to keep going. No single path is surely so aligned and designed in a way that you want it to be, because every soul is a cause that is assigned, a different test, a different mind. The race we run. Sometimes the storms rage, the winds may cry, the dark clouds gather in the sky, but still we press on, so we must try, for giving up is not our why. The race we run. We learn that speed will never last if wisdom lessons are not grasped. The future is shaped by what is past, not just by what is shining as glory. The race we run. The valleys are so deep and the mountains seem to be very steep. We saw the dreams we long to reap, the promises we choose to keep, the treasures that time cannot buy. The race we run. No race is won by strength alone, nor by the seeds we've not sown, but by the will that will be grown through trials faced and the courage that is shown. The race we run. And when we near the final bend, we see the purpose in the end. Each broken road began to mend. We see the why, and the loss became the hidden friend. The race we run. So run your race with a steady heart. Let faith and hope become your art. Every end be a new start. So know that you are right just from the start. The race we run. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We can give some applause. Yes, some of us who know how to do it down there. Thank you very much. The race we run, the race we run. That's beautiful. And so, with that, I will invite Gashoka. Was I told it's Gashoka Kangata to give us the introduction of the guest. The speaker today had spoken to us probably just once, and she's a very good friend and member of our Monday. I saw Gashoka here. Yes, Gashoka, go ahead.
Thank you very much, OPP, and good morning, everyone. It's another morning that we are here as a family of Power Monday. I'm so humbled that I'm introducing my good friend, Mercy Okoth. And actually, I met her at Power Monday, and we have done so many more things together. So I feel very happy. Mercy Okoth is the founder of Dreamcrest Limited, and also she's the founder of Dream and Have Bakers. Mercy Okoth is a seasoned marketing expert and a business leader with over 15 years of experience spanning banking, administration, education, entrepreneurship, and marketing. She began her career in the banking sector and later transitioned into working with MSMEs, building a strong foundation in customer relationship management, marketing, and operational efficiency, skills that now drive her work in business growth and strategy. As I've just started by saying, she's the founder of Dreamcrest and also the founder of Dream and Have Bakers, and leads the Crest Cycle, a social enterprise dedicated to supporting entrepreneurs. She currently serves as a marketing consultant and a business lead at Dreamcrest, where she helps organizations enhance visibility, drive sustainable growth, and embrace digital transformation. She is a certified trainer, certified digital marketer, and a certified business coach, and a member of the Marketing Society of Kenya. As a fellow and alumni advisory board member of the African Women Entrepreneurship Cooperative, that is AWEC, she actively trains, supports, and mentors women entrepreneurs in marketing and sustainable business growth. Mercy holds Masters in Business Administration, specializing in marketing, and is currently pursuing her PhD in Business Administration, marketing, further to strengthen her expertise in strategic marketing and research. Join me in welcoming our speaker for today, Mercy Okoth. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Gashoka. Wow, good morning, Power Monday. I'm happy to be back on the deck. And apparently, Otieno Paul Peter, this happened last year in April. So it's been exactly a year since I was here.
So it's a good time to learn more marketing. Probably you talked about something related, like digital or something.
Yeah.
And of course, you of today and you of that time are probably different. Go ahead.
Definitely. So yeah, last year it was about digital marketing. Today it's about marketing as a whole. And interestingly enough, I was from our conference just a week before. And same as today, we just left Zambia the other day. So it's like Monday has a way of playing around with my calendar. Thank you everyone for being on board. Without saying much, let's dive in and find out more about why our marketing activities are not giving back. But before I start, I'll just ask us a question. Maybe as we transition into the session, I would just love us to have one or two comments read, or what will be dropped in the chat read, or PP. What does successful marketing look like to you? Is it more followers? Does it mean conversations or inquiries or revenue? Please drop that in the chat. OPP, you'll help me read what is in the chat. 1 minute, the first 2, 3, 4 comments as we swiftly move.
Return on investment, that is from James Wanjoy. Yes. Any other thought? What does successful marketing mean? Others are still meditating. Probably. Yeah.
We can give them
Income. Architect Mutua said income. Others, Elizabeth says returning customers, more visibility. That is Cynthia. Revenue and inquiries depends on the goal set. Somebody says that is Mercy Njunge. Then revenue, sales. Yes.
Okay, awesome. I've had return on investment, income, and all those, and we are all right. So as we dive in, let's look at our marketing in terms of what is the place of the customer in our marketing activity. At the end of the day, we are in business, and our main objective of being in business is to make profit. Profit comes from revenue. So are we generating enough revenue to help us cater for our costs and ultimately have something left? Do we have strategies in place to help us achieve all this, to help us achieve a customer-centered kind of marketing, to help us be able to generate enough revenue to run our ventures and have profit left? So basically, that is what we are going to look at in the next few minutes. I know we are business people, we are professionals, and we are very busy. Busy, but barren. What gets us here to being busy but barren? You are creating campaigns without clear goals. When you create campaign without clear goals, anything you achieve, that is it, because there was no goal in the first place. We are chasing trends without aligning to our vision, because the trend, something is trending, so let's go. You end up spending a lot of time doing that, but at the end of the day, nothing gets into your pockets. Selling products, listing all the features, telling us all that you have. But are you solving my problem as a customer? We'll find out more. We market today, we don't get sales. We stay for a whole year without talking about our brand. We come back 1 year later, inconsistency. How is that affecting us? Do we know who we want to speak to as a brand? Do you know your customer? Do you know what they want? No clear understanding of who you want to sell to, who you want to market to, who you want to buy your brand. You'll be busy, but no returns. So all the business accounts to low engagements, poor conversion, no conversion at all, low return on investment, or let's just say you wasted finances. So with these at the back of your mind, let's see how we can turn this around. When we say marketing, with the advent of the ongoing digital space, most of us, and us here, entrepreneurs and professionals combined, we think being online is marketing. I've had, as a digital marketer, I've had so many complaints about Facebook. I did my ad, I didn't get returns. We think creating ads equals marketing. We think visibility is marketing, without pausing to think, how am I showing up? Why am I showing up? What are the goals that I'm setting even as I set up this ad? Why am I putting up this ad? What do I want to achieve at the end of the day? Because when you go out there, the space is crowded, and you can all bear me witness that you're not the only person who is interacting in your space of expertise. We say, if in your business you don't have competitors, or you think you don't have competitors, then you need to think again. There's no business under the sun that doesn't have competitors. And your competitor might not be the brand that you think. I think sometime last year, I don't know whether it was this forum or another, when we were talking about the airlines and their competitor and the advent of virtual meetings is actually competing with the airlines. Because now I can sit here and attend a conference in the US, which in the past wasn't the case. So when an airline manager sits and thinks that their fellow airlines are their competitors, then they might be shooting in the wrong direction. Yes, there's more than just an airline being their competitor. So as we do this, we need to understand our environment, we need to understand our customer, we need to solve problems, and we should be knowing the problems that we are solving. In most cases, we know the features that our products or our services have, but do we know the solution this product or this service is giving our audience? Are we able to communicate the same to our customer? Are we able to be in the customer's shoes and understand what is this that is giving my audience or my customer, my potential customer, sleepless nights? Because if you're able to identify that, then as we say, marketing is communication, you are going to hit the nail on the head. And your customer will be able to relate with the information that you're giving, and making them buy from you is going to be a walk in the park. But there's a twist to it. It's you building the product for your customer, and you being able to know where your customer is, who are they, what are their ages, where do they look for information, what information are they looking for, so that you're able to align. These things at times they show up like it's theory, but I'll sit here and tell you that it is the truth. Because, for example, let's look at Safaricom. Safaricom is a brand that is well known to us, and they have quite an array of solutions. If you were to pick just the payments, the Pochi, the till number, the pay bill, the bulk payment, those are 4 services that serve the same need. But rarely will you go into a border stand and see Safaricom advertising bulk payments. But you can be sure if Safaricom is to advertise this kind of solution in a border stand, it will either be a till number or a pochi la biashara. Why? Because they understand who is interacting in that space and what they need. Someone operating a border, someone operating a stall might not need the bulk payment solution, but pochi la biashara or till number will serve them. The same Safaricom will go to a corporate and market to them the bulk payment or the pay bill, because they know that that product or that service is meant for that kind of clientele. Look at Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola for the longest, I think one of the ads that has stuck with me is Obey Your Thirst, where they used to advertise, was it Sprite? I think so, yeah. And there's this person who is running and they're getting thirsty and they need to re-energize or quench their thirst. They grab a Coke. But currently in the recent past, there's an interesting ad that I saw for Coca-Cola, that I was showing someone that they are positioning themselves as collaborators with restaurants. Why? Because they know their clientele sit in restaurants to grab a burger, grab a pizza, and they need a drink. And so Coca-Cola wants to be the provider of that drink. So what do? As they market, they collaborate with the restaurant owners, the likes of Burger King, Domino, and such, so that they become part of this narrative, part of this journey, and they are able to meet their sales. So what we are saying is understand your persona, understand who you are going to talk to, know what is keeping them awake at night, know what their goals are, so that you are able to craft your message accordingly. You're able to put your message where it counts, where it will be seen. You're able to show up in the relevant events. When I said in the previous slide that marketing is not just about visibility, it's about you showing up in the right space. We have so many events around. We have so many exhibition events, networking events, be it coffee, luncheons, dinners, and such. At times, you're not able to keep up, and so you feel like you show up, but you don't get value for your money. Go back to the drawing board, sit down, ask yourself, all the networking events that I've been going to, what has always been my goal? If you've not had a goal of going into networking events, you are just going for visibility. The next time you're planning to go in for one, can you set just one goal? You want to go into that event, go and speak to 3, 4, 5 people, go and speak to 3 people who are in this particular space, who, from what you know about your customers, will qualify to be a potential customer. Or you want to go into an event to just create awareness around your brand. So you want to be a partner. Request for that partnership because you feel the audience that is being attracted into this event, like maybe 3/4 of them qualifies to be your customer. Then you can be a partner so that you show up with your merchandise. You can hire a table so that you become an exhibitor. But do not put yourself out there to be ready to go for every event. Be strategic in how you spend and how you spend your money, both your money and your time. This particular thing, this is now where marketing meets revenue. We call it the buyer's journey. The buyer's journey applies in every angle, every aspect of messaging, of marketing. Every activity that you do in marketing falls somewhere in this funnel. And so as you do your marketing activities, you need to always align. And even as you align, you need to understand which parts of this funnel are you trying to execute. This funnel makes your work very easy. Why? Because if you understand what you want to say when and the reason why you're saying it, then you're able to achieve much with little. One. Number two, I keep saying, marketing consistency is the name of the game. And you want to achieve consistency without being boring. So then that means if you understand these stages, you're going to be able to have different activities, different messages, different kind of content for different stages. That gives you variety, and with variety, you will be able to achieve consistency. So let's see what we can do in each and every stage. Stage one is awareness. At awareness stage, you need to educate. There's something that we experience as customers, and it is done by entrepreneurs. Pushing. I don't know who told us that in marketing you have to push and push and push. This day and age, I think I heard this either from OPP or from Frida, that you need to connect with your customers before you start collecting from them. How do you connect with your customers? Regardless of what you're selling, be it product or service, you must be having a way of creating awareness, educating your customers. For example, if you're in fashion, you design attires or you sell attires that have already been designed. You can just be coming up with content of showing us how to dress. Maybe you focus on professionals, maybe ladies and gentlemen. Show them how to dress, how to match their ties and their shirts, which color matches which color. That is just one way you can educate your audience. If you're in service, like some of us, your service must be that you're giving this service to a particular group of people. Maybe they're professionals, maybe they're entrepreneurs, maybe they're parents. That is why we are saying you need to know what is keeping them awake so that you're able to educate them in those areas. So creating awareness, educate. Educate in forums. They need someone to speak in your area of expertise, show up. You go into a networking event, someone asks something that relates to what you do, shoot your hand, answer the question. You are online, do blogs. In giving, you receive. And that is, I'm a living testimony. In giving, you receive. I believe in that. It works. Stage number two, that is where now, at least we are aware that you exist. We know that you've given unto us as people who are following you. We are at a stage where we have a need. And we believe that you as a brand, you're able to satisfy this need. But remember, we say there's a place for competitors. So it might not only be you. It might be you and others, 2 or 3. So me as a customer, I'm interested. I know what I need. So your work as a brand at this stage is to prove to me why it is you I should consider having this product or service from. What solution are you bringing to the table? What is unique about this? Like, let me give, for example, when I do Dream and Have Bakers, we do cakes like any other. For us, we deliver cake to your doorstep. That is our first go-to. So we don't only sell cakes, we sell you convenience. Just tell us where you are and we will show up. Drop the pin and we will come. So that at no point will I ask my customers to come for the cake. It's go to, we deliver to where you are. And we deliver it affordably. We don't tell you to pay for the cab. Yes, we might ask for a small delivery fee, but it's us who are interacting with the cab person. Number two, we don't use riders. We only use cabs. So you are guaranteed that you're going to receive your cake in good shape. So what am I trying to say? Tell me, beyond the product, beyond the service, what else are you bringing to the table? How is your solution going to satisfy my need? It's not a time to list the features that your solution have. It's a time to tag what you have to my needs so that we are able to understand. With that, when I'm now going to make the decision, are you able to provide this? Is it going to be stressful or is it going to be stress-free? Customers want things that move smoothly. I see quite a number of brands going out there and saying influencer marketing does not work. Oh, I tried this, it didn't work. And I can tell you for a fact, they paid the influencer came, did their part, but as the customers were making decisions to come and purchase, there's no proper customer onboarding system. There's no proper way of closing sales. So they end up blaming the influencer, but the problem is within. So as you walk with me this journey as your customer, I've made a decision. You've convinced me I am coming to buy. How is your customer service? How is the payment process? How is the order completion process? All these things will affect your marketing returns. Because your marketing team did a very good job, but your sales and your operation team is frustrating the entire process. Are you able to give what you promised? Or is it going to be what I ordered for versus what I received kind of narrative? And then now the team that is creating awareness and pushing customers into consideration end up doing zero work, because once your name is out there, verbally or virtually, about what I ordered versus what I received, remember, negative news travels fast. So it doesn't matter how much effort you're going to put into the awareness and the consideration stage. If the decision stage is not smooth, then you better not even start spending on creating awareness and consideration. So look at it as the entire process. Then where we most lose it is the retention stage. I've come, I've bought. What happens after that? Do we follow up on our customers? You sent a rider. They came and consumed your service. What happened after that? They just disappear. Customer service after sales service is part of marketing. How? You want to achieve or get as much as possible from this one customer. When you're doing your marketing strategy, there's something we call the lifetime value of a customer. How much revenue are you going to get from one single customer? The higher you push that, the better for you as a brand. Because it means this is someone you've onboarded, they trust you, they've bought from you. So getting them buy from you again is actually 7-8 times easier to retain a customer than getting a new one. It's 7 times harder to get a new customer. So if in your marketing activities you only focusing on onboarding and not retaining, you will burn out. At times, you're better off retaining the customers that you have, giving them good customer service after sales, checking on them, keeping the relationship, than doing anything to onboard. It will pay off more. So as we work on our marketing strategy, let's also work on retaining the customers that we've already onboarded. Let's work on having a high value, a high lifetime value from our existing customers. How do you achieve this? As you onboard your customers, you need to have product and services that will keep them around. You need to have systems in place that will keep them around, that anytime they think of the kind of product or service that you offer, it is you they think of. And with time, they become advocates for your brand. They become raving fans for your brand. And you get to a point where you need not to market as much as you do at the initial stages. So as we do our marketing activities, let's strive to make our customers raving fans, make our customers advocates. How do you get to achieve this? This day and age, it is very simple. Build a community around your brand. A community that believes in you, a community that trusts your brand, a community that will work for your brand, that will mention your name in rooms where you're not available, where you're not present, where you didn't show up. So as we do all this, ultimately, we want to get to a point where the marketing activities that we've been doing are giving back without us showing up. But that does not mean that we stop marketing, because if it meant we stop marketing, then I don't think Coca-Cola would be creating campaigns. I don't think Safaricom would be creating campaigns. It just means that our business will grow, our revenue will keep increasing, because we will have diversified our marketing energy, and let it be we do this, but our customers and our community are also doing it for us. And I believe that is what all businesses need, a situation whereby other people are watching for you in rooms where you're not present. I hope we are together up to that point. And if there is any question, please feel free to drop in the chat. We'll handle them in a few. So I have two bonus slides. One is, I believe they'll be shared in the group. The buyer persona, how do you get to know who your customer is? These are some of the few questions that you can sit down and answer and get to understand who your customer is, so that you're able to speak to their needs and take them through the journey that we've just spoken about. Another bonus piece is this: the activities that you can be doing in each and every stage as you walk your customers through the journey. What this does is that it makes you understand even the goals of the marketing content that you're creating. If you know you want to speak to a parent at the awareness stage, you want to write a blog post that they can relate to. For example, if you're a psychologist or you're a child psychologist or something, you talk about parenting. If you're getting to the consideration stage, you want to talk to parents who are at the consideration stage. You know, because you understand these parents, you know where to show up. You know the kind of content that you need to write. You know the kind of meetings that you need to organize. When you know your goal is to talk to the parents who are at the decision stage, who are at the point of conversion, you know the kind of content that you're going to give them and where you're going to put up this content. So that is ideally what this slide is all about. The activities and the places that you need to show up at each and every stage. And when you get to advocacy, of course, it's usually all about testimonials. The referral programs that you need to create. And these things, by the way, they are not very big. Like when I talk about the referral program, I remember I met a nail technician the people who help us manicure and pedicure our hands and feet. And they had a very interesting referral program. It's just a small card that has 5 slots. So every time you visit, they poke a hole in one of the slots every time. So by the time you get into the 5th slot, you get a free service. That is a loyalty program, because what they understood is that you come the first and the second time, you're looking out for the free service on the 5th visit. So it means you will come the 3rd and the 4th as you wait for the 5th visit for you to get a free service. So it's as simple as that. Look for things that work in your space so that you're able to build a community around your brand. Of course, you're able to feature customer stories and client appreciations and share. If you are to share these things, I keep saying, please protect the customer or ask them to give consent, because customer confidentiality comes first. Data confidentiality is very, very important. So please, even as we want to build our brands, let's also protect our customers. There is no marketing without data. All that I've been saying is good, but you have to be collecting data consistently just to make sure that you and your target audience are on the same page. Why is data important? Data will help you understand your customers, how they behave, when they are doing what, where are they. So how do we collect data? Of course, if you're in the digital space, it's a bit easy, because almost every platform has a dashboard. And in that dashboard, the metrics are very clear. There's the age factor, there's the region factor, there's the gender factor. So it all depends on what you want to look into. Do you want to know who buys or who interacts with your content most? The online data the online dashboard will give you. When you want to market offline, come up with ways in which you can collect data from your customers. Number one, we usually have, currently we have, can have scan QR codes. Ask them to scan QR codes and give feedback. You can ask questions every so often. You can have a system where you go and they call Net Promoter Score. Ask for service questions and just get to hear from your customers so that you know what is working and what is not working. When you know what is not working, you know how to fix it. When you know what is working, you know what to work with and what to improve. Because when one person gives you feedback or when one person comes to buy from you as a business person, it's usually your work to look for people who are like the person who's come to buy from you. So when this one person gives you feedback, it most probably applies to quite a number of your customers, and it's something you can now dig deep and find out more. Because remember, when you're defining your customer, it means basically you're selling to almost the same kind of people in terms of how they behave, their age group, where they are, and such. So when you get that feedback, just try and assess and see who else gave this, who else gave that, so that you're able to align and adjust accordingly. Let's learn to measure performance, so that when it is not working, you drop it and look for another solution that would work. There's something we call root cause analysis. You can just go and look for techniques in which you can use to help you get to the root cause of any problem. This is usually any business problem, so that you can come up with solutions. Because at times, even as you measure performance, you might be thinking, this thing did not perform because of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if you sit down with that and diagnose it, you realize that the reason it didn't perform is totally different from what you had thought. So let's measure performance and let's learn to diagnose why we are getting the kind of results that we are getting. Let's normalize re-strategizing every so often. When one thing does not work, it doesn't mean that everything will not work. Let's keep trying until we get there. And of course, we track metrics. So know what you want to achieve so that you know what you are tracking. And in tracking, there's something that is very key there, customer acquisition cost. We want to make the customer acquisition cost as low as possible. Because remember, we're in the business, we want to make profit. So customer acquisition cost should be as low as possible, as the lifetime value gets as high as possible. So as we've said, storytelling, tell stories about your brand everywhere. Stop listing features, let's tell stories. And stories does not mean you need to write a whole paragraph. Storytelling is about not listing features, but telling me the kind of experience I expect. What do I expect from you beyond the service or beyond the product? Keep showing transformation, journey on with your clients. We are on a journey, so let's journey together. Keep showing up in their space, where you are, what you are doing behind the scenes and such. And learn to show the impact that you're creating. Learn to speak the positive that you're doing. Most of us want to come and talk about your brand, but when you succeed, when you achieve, you don't show us. So how will we know that you're succeeding? Because everyone wants to be associated with a succeeding brand. If you don't come to show us your successes, we will not know. And most people will not be drawn because everyone wants to work with a succeeding brand. There's a lady called Nora, Nila Baby Shop. Nila Baby Shop started as a second-hand baby store, and she keeps saying she started with 14,000 Kenya shillings. Right now, she opened her 7th branch last month. And everyone wants to be associated with her because of the way she's bringing her success in the social media space, everything that she's doing to the community, to the pregnant women and such. And that way she's able to draw crowd to her. So are we able to highlight our impact and share with the world? In summary, what are we saying? Define your customer and map their journey so that you're able to walk this with them. Align all your marketing activities with your business goals so that you're able to spend and get your return on investment. Create value-driven content before you start selling. Let your content be of value to me before I buy from you. Use data, refine your strategy. Last but not least, focus on relationships and not transactions, because relationships will help you build a community, relationships will help you build your business, relationship will get you to places where you've never been, you've never imagined, and will help you show up, will help you name show up in spaces where you are not present. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Beautiful. Yeah, that has reminded me a couple of tips. When we teach sales, we consider marketing to be within that segment of selling. Many people think of selling as a transaction, as you meet somebody and convince them to buy. But like we like to say, selling is a process. That is where it starts and where it ends, going through a whole cycle. Part of that is knock all the doors. You talked about retention. It's a big deal. Enough of us, we bring in customers and chase them away very fast. We kick them away. I loved to say some years back that we kill every customer we bring. They go with pain, they go not wanting to speak anything, to come back and trying to block anybody who may think of the same. So that was fantastic. I loved it. Calm, slow enough, able to penetrate to our inner voices. Thank you very much. And welcome to everyone. If you found that we had done the introduction, we do these sessions every Monday. They are free, and you can always share with other people in your network so that they learn. You can share with people in your company, in your organizations. Let's put the questions in the chat. The first question came from Wilfred, and Wilfred was asking, is it also true that at some point some customers outgrow your offering and you have to let them go? And you should know when that time arrives.
Winfred, thank you so much for that question. Is it true that some customers outgrow your offering? Yes, it's true that at times customers will outgrow your offering. Letting them go is okay, but to me, how you let them go is what matters. Because remember, we are here to build relationships. You can graduate them from just being your customers, and because now at this point you feel like there's nothing much you can offer them. Can they be collaborators? Can they be people who can refer you to others who've still not gotten to where they are? Or are they people you can refer? Because there's always a chain. Are they people you can refer to the next? For example, if in my space I interact with entrepreneurs who are below 10, I know my colleagues who are now interacting with entrepreneurs who are 10 years and above in their businesses. Why not transition? So that we are all in this space, we are trying to maintain the relationship, support each other, and grow together. So I wouldn't let them just go. I will transition them to something else.
Great. Continuing the pipeline. So there is that stage, but now how you do that becomes the defining factor. So, and this is where people even have interviews, interactions, feedback. How has it been? How best can? And by the way, when people trust you, when people have bought you, they've bought your brand, they will ask, whom do you think, from whom do you think I can get this or the next step? And they, everything you recommend, they will always trust and go with it, even if you recommend somebody. And that is what you want to achieve by building that connection from awareness, where we are told about education, all the way to where they start giving some money. There was a comment from, okay, that was from Maurice. I am enjoying every word coming out of the speaker. This is a session that should go out to all professionals, irrespective of their sector. Thank you very much. And repeat customers, that is from Jane. Repeat customers are likely to refer others to you. After sale service is important in business growth. A wonderful presentation from Alice Ngigi. Then Maurice saying, this was excellent. How best can an organization balance resources used for marketing and closing the sale? Also expound a little bit about what is involved in awareness. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Maurice. So how best can organizations balance resources used for marketing and for closing sales? Marketing is, we normally look at it as a long-term thing. We are building a brand. A brand is not built overnight. So what I would advise is look at the resources that you have versus what you want to achieve versus where your business is. Remember, we're saying the marketing activity goals should tag into the business goals so that as you allocate, no part of the business is left unattended because all the finances are going into marketing. But then again, as you invest in your marketing, if you have clear goals of what you want to achieve, then you will be able to balance between what you have and what you want to achieve in terms of money. And when it comes to sales, this is now where I was talking about the system. Even as we market, do you have a good system that will help you recoup? What is your customer acquisition cost? What is your customer acquisition cost? Do you know your customer acquisition cost? Customer acquisition cost is something that you can work on over time. That's what you're saying. It's not an overnight affair. You can work on over time so that as you work with your resources, you know, when I need to get 15 clients for this particular service, I have to reach out to 150. So then what is the cost of reaching out to 150 for me to get 15? And then what system is in place? Because at times, if your systems are not well structured, you can reach out to 150 but not be able to close the 15 that your data is showing you. So it's a whole ecosystem. There's no one specific answer that I'll tell you that this will fit into this. But as you work with your team, with time, you'll be able to know if something is amiss. If you reach out to 200 people and don't get 15, then the sales team did not execute properly. So create systems that helps the sales team close on what the marketing team is working on. On awareness. Awareness is, I think that is what most of us in marketing do, is basically talking about your brand, creating visibility. This will aside from showing up in events to talk about this, giving content to people who you deem your customer, educating them about one thing or the other, sponsoring events. That is also part of awareness. Showing up in exhibitions. All those total up to creating awareness around your brand. You're given an opportunity to introduce yourself. How do you present this brand? Because these are people who don't know you. You're the person who is connecting them at that point to your brand. You're creating awareness. So awareness is most of the activities that we do around marketing that are not promotional. They most probably fall under awareness. I hope that helps, Maurice.
Good. I think that's good. And because of time, any other question that comes up, people can continue to put up questions, but they are going to be answered after this official time. People buy you before they buy from you, and then they buy from your organization. And why do they buy? Because they know you. So they've got to know you, and that's where awareness comes in. People need to know you, like you, then trust you. So if you do not give them an opportunity to know you, and that works even in politics. That's why somebody can be as good as an angel, but they will say better the devil you know. So it's not true. So they will go with the devil they know, because they do not know that angel. So awareness and visibility is critical, and that's why it's good to look for those opportunities, including partnering with Power Monday. Fantastic. So, and we have a lot of events coming up, and you can always reach out. And the other thing I've said is follow the channel. Nowadays, we can't broadcast. And for some other people who are relying on broadcast, about 30 of them, probably, because I see we reached almost 90. Our average had been 120. So some other people need to put their reminders. Please put your reminder, because you will not get, you will hardly get WhatsApp from me. It will be once in a while. So that you have it in your reminder, you log in good time. We will still put in the groups, we will put in the channels, WhatsApp status and everything, so that you know. But WhatsApp channel will give you best update, and you can share it out. I will call upon Dr. Melvin to pass a vote of thanks on our behalf, and then Antonia will give announcements, and we close. Dr. Melvin? Good. Yes,
right.
yes,
Can you see
yes.
me? Yeah. Well, thank you very much. On behalf of Power Monday, I want to thank the audience for being with us all this time and for listening very keenly and asking some very intelligent questions about the topic of the day. I want to thank the team behind Power Monday, that is OPP himself, Antonia Mutunga, and Lady Noel, as well as Odhiambo Lale, for putting this together every Monday without fail. You know, for Otieno Paul Peter to be in a tie and a suit at this very early hour, it means he woke up at about 4 o'clock. So he does this every Monday. Thank you so much, OPP. And finally, I want to thank our Mercy Okoth, who has raised some very important issues around marketing, and in particular social media marketing. And one thing which stood out for me was the client persona. Now,
I don't know, but I
you
think
can learn
Melvin
more
has
and learn Mercy.
Melvin has been having network issue, I want to believe, but we got him, and we also want to thank our sponsors. Dr. Melvin, your network has been a little shaky. We also want to thank our sponsors, Falcon Insights Global Consulting Limited, Live Your Dream Enterprises that works with entrepreneurs, and ICT Gurus that puts you online. Yeah, and we are all here. Thanks. Antonia? Antonia, Power Monday.
Good morning, Power Monday team. Thank you so much for creating time to join this session. And thank you, my good friend Mercy, for doing what you do best. And that was a very insightful session. In case you had signed up for joining the Power Monday group this week, kindly sign up again. I did not get your email. Yeah, for the ones for last week, you can send your request again so that you can be added to the Power Monday group. And for those who left because of the transition from transition to the community, you can as well inbox me, and then I'll be able to add you back, because I understand there are a number of people who left in that transition. And welcome all to our channel. Kindly subscribe to it, the WhatsApp channel, and also to the YouTube as well. And there are people who are requesting to join the Women in Digital Business group. That's a group for people who went through that training. So it's not a group for everybody, even if it's part of our community. So unless you went through the training and you now you left and then you want to join back, that is a group for those trainers. So it's not a group for everybody. And yeah, we made it part of Power Monday community because of the sharing, because most of them are part of Power Monday. So it's not a group for everybody, it's just a group for those who went through the training. And lastly, just to remind us about our children's home visit, let's start giving our support. And those giving in kind, make sure you let me know on time so that I can collect those items. And we said they should be dry food stuff, clothes, and books. So in case you have any of those, you can let me know and we will pick them up on time. Before that, they don't wait until the week of the visit. Let me know mapema, then I can just pick them up before the day of the visit or before even that week of visit. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And let's all subscribe to, you can, I think, Antonia, you can start putting up the list for people attending the dinner, because we should confirm with the venue, I think, next month or next month. Beautiful. So at this particular point, I will